This week's podcast brought to you by the Beefy Boys, three cool dudes hanging out talking about music, video games, and sports, and anything else that hits our fancy.
Check them out at www.beefyboys.com or on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. If you love their logo, you can buy their merch, www.cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1.
And oh, baby, you know you're going to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find us on Twitter at beefy_boys. And you can find us on Instagram at officialbeefyboys, because it is official. Make us blue check marked, keep following us. And you can find us on Facebook at the Beefy Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beefy. A good podcast requires a good beer. So that's why I always go to my go-to, Keystone Light. If I'm going to the store, I don't want to buy a 12-pack. I want to go for a legit 15-pack. When I go to a party, I don't take Rainier. I take Keystone Light. And you know what? It tastes so good, I'm going to have it right now. Cheers, folks. Yeah, there's a burp coming in. That's good.
What's up, knuckleheads? Welcome to episode, I already forgot, 114 of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. I'm Joe, and I'm joined here with Vito.
What's up?
And that's it. And we're mostly going to be talking about Final Fantasy 14 today.
Yeah, haven't really heard anything from Christian.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just been MIA.
Yeah, he was on it for like 2 weeks, and I was just MIA.
I haven't heard from him all weekend. I don't know about you. I'm sure he's just asleep. Knowing that man, he's asleep. He's asleep. So the new trailer came out for the new Final Fantasy 14 expansion, Endwalker.
Yeah.
Vito, what are your thoughts as our Final Fantasy 14 expert?
Not really an expert because I don't really play anymore, but I just started playing again to like catch up on the story that I've been missing so far. And but from the trailer, it looks really cool. I don't really know anything about what's going on, but you know, that's just probably because I haven't been in touch with the story for a while.
Yeah. Well, it's usually the way it goes, right? Because the last big update, Shadowbringers, was about 2 years ago, and
it does sound really fun though, because they apparently are going to finish the Hydaelyn Zodiac storyline by the end of 6.0.
I mean, that's what it looks like to me, is they're implying whatever they call it, the conjoining or the conjunction. I forget what they call it, but all the world.
We're trying to prevent the end time that we saw in Amarot from happening again.
Yeah.
And we're gonna, go to the moon and have a healer that has space fucking floating laser fucking turrets.
There's a melee DPS class they haven't talked about yet. I'm very curious as to what it's going to be.
I think people are saying it's going to wield a scythe.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah.
So all AoEs then?
I think people are saying Necromancer or Death Knight.
Oh. That'd be a melee DPS though? Be a range? Well,
I know, right?
Necromancer.
I mean, Death
what does
Knight
Summoner fall under? A ranged?
Summoner is ranged. Or, the magic.
Yeah, Scholar. No, Summoner. Which one's the... Summoner is the DPS and the...
Yeah, Summoner is DPS.
And what's the healer class? That builds off the same XP pool? Scholar? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently they're going to make Astrologian a pure healer like White Mage because they're making... They don't want to have a hybrid class anymore since they have 4 healers now. They're going to make the new one a shield one along with Scholar. And then the pure healers are going to be White Mage and
Astrologian.
So that'll be interesting.
Oh, you're deeper. You read more on this than I did. I just watched the 3-minute trailer. The teaser trailer.
Well, there was a announcement stream.
Yeah.
I started watching one of the people that I watch videos of, they had a reaction to it, so I started watching it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know that much, but I watched it for a little bit, so I know a few things. I know we're going to Garlemald. We're going to Thavnair. We're going to see the city of Radzat Han. We're going to see the Elephant Beast tribe.
Oh.
They're called something else, but they're
basically elephants. Yeah.
The elephant people. Yeah. As usual, all the art's fucking amazing. All the music's fucking great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looked pretty awesome. They announced a PS5 free upgrade path as well for PS4 players, which is exciting.
That's awesome.
And they say that's coming out soon. So I'll have to check out. I have to figure out how to connect my mouse and keyboard to my PS5. Get it going.
So funny.
This is actually the bit of the conundrum that I'm in. I know, like the first world of the what?
Just buy a PC.
No, maybe when my tax
you won't have to think twice about anything. You just have a computer, and then if it gets slow in any way, you just upgrade it.
It's not a lack of desire; it's a lack of space. I don't have anywhere to put it. That is my problem.
I mean, do you have any like tables that you use for computer stuff?
Yeah.
Just put it there.
But I teach on my MacBook.
So?
But that's what they use that table for. It's for teaching.
Well, if you have enough room for a monitor.
I already have a monitor on it. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, the tower can be like underneath the table or something. You can just use the same setup for both.
I suppose that is true. And I could just, I wish my monitor could have multiple HDMI inputs, but it's just like a shitty 22-inch monitor that I paid $20 for, We should get a fancy new 4K one if I'm getting a new TV. Meow, meow.
Also, if you're only doing gaming, I would suggest maybe getting just like a really big fucking monitor instead of a TV. Because they have better input and stuff. Especially if you're not going to be like super far away. You don't really need like a huge TV. Just get a big monitor.
Yeah. I meant monitor. Did I say TV? I just wish it had multiple inputs. That's all.
Yeah, I think some of the more expensive ones do.
Yeah.
And it'll say before you buy it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. I can just play on my PS5
or just,
though. It's grand.
Or just have 2 monitors.
2 monitors? Whoa,
dude.
I mean, I have the external monitor for when I'm teaching, because having 2 monitors is it's impossible to write code without it. I don't know how people did it in the dark ages. Because you write your code on one screen and you run it on the other screen, so you can immediately see that it's doing what you expect, and you don't have to switch between tabs 1,000 times,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like a problem in quotes that I'm having where since the PlayStation architecture is so close to a PC, everyone is announcing these next gen upgrades. So then it's a conundrum of, okay, I have so many PS4 games to play. Do I start playing it now? Do I wait for the PS5 upgrade? Is there even one announced? Does it have a date, So I'm in this pickle.
Like, literally the only reason to have consoles is exclusives, and I feel like a lot of the exclusives don't matter anymore.
I just don't like playing games at my desk, man. Oh, that's not true. PlayStation exclusives are the best.
I mean, you can also just... You can play a computer with a controller.
Yeah.
You can do it from your couch.
I can play my phone with a controller.
There's literally nothing that you can't do.
I connected
you can do with the PlayStation.
A DualShock 4 over Bluetooth to my phone, so I can play phone games. And then I bought a mount, so you can mount your phone to your PS4 controller. Mm-hmm. And then I can remote connect to my PS5, so I can play PS5 games on my phone.
I mean, of course you do you, but I feel like PCs are more universal than consoles, and they always will be. Yeah.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Like, I mean, obviously you could always just have both. I mean, you make enough money.
That's true. I'm a
Because like
baller.
PCs actually aren't that expensive if you don't want to have like Ultra HD mega graphics on the newest games.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that.
Exactly. So like just to be able to play games, like I haven't upgraded my computer in like 5 years and it still runs great.
Yeah. They have gotten better and better.
Don't worry, I'm
backwards
not just talking
compatibility.
about World of Warcraft with,
It's a 12-year-old game.
like everybody can run
15.
World of Warcraft. But, I've played other games that are newer on it and stuff and had no problems.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just like consoles. You're never going to change my brain from my love of consoles.
But also do both.
Yeah.
Have a PC that you can like actually do things on, and then have a PlayStation for nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's a pretty little dust collector.
That's like my backup PlayStations.
Also, am I like super echoey or anything? Does that pick up on the microphone?
No, you're coming through just fine. You sound like yourself.
Because the room is pretty echoey and it's throwing me off a little bit. When it's not coming through, that's fine.
Are you not in the bedroom?
Yeah, we're moving to the basement apartment.
Oh.
So yeah, I guess that's the news. I don't know if I've said anything about it yet.
No.
Yeah, so our housemate moved out, and we're like, hey, we only use half the house at a time, and we have a ton of junk that's not really going anywhere. Let's move to the basement apartment where we don't have enough room for junk, and then throw everything out that we don't need.
There you go.
Sort of do a hard reset, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. That's smart. That used to be, they say like the more often you move, the better you get at it and the less stuff that you have.
Yeah.
So like if you haven't moved for 10 years, it's going to take you way longer just because of all the crap you've collected. When I first moved to Seattle, I was changing apartments on average every 18 months. So now I've been here for like 3 years, and ours has been in this place for like 15 years. So it's full of junk. Hard to get rid of. And like we don't really have enough space. Like I wanted to set up an office, but we just don't have the room for it, No, unless we kick out the roommate, but that extra rent he provides is pretty nice.
And what do you guys use that room for that was going to be like a second bedroom or whatever?
Yeah, that has become a storage space, and ours is in the process of converting it to her workspace. So,
well, if it's her workspace, then there should be enough room for you to have like your side of it, right?
well, the problem is that all of like we have a lot of dressers, and we have a lot of like bookshelves full of like cooking implements and stuff in there. So it's mostly a storage room, and there's like one table to work on. Really, the way it's set up. And then you can't use the other half of the room because it's all closets. There's like 3 closets in there. It's a weird room.
I'm sure you could figure it out.
Maybe.
I mean, especially if you like don't actually need to use the closets. Like, it seems to me
But
like
we
if
do.
you break down enough.
We have too much crap. There's always something.
Well, yeah, but it's the crap that you actually use.
Well, you have to convince my wife of that, not me.
I think here's the thing. Y'all have been home for COVID for over a year. If there's anything that hasn't left the closet since before COVID, you should get rid of it.
Yeah, but like, you forget that she's planning to open a bed and breakfast in the not too distant future. So,
From her house?
when we move,
I mean, you can just buy new stuff. I mean, you make money, right?
God, but she's not. She's a thrift shopper, and the whole point is that it's kitschy and old.
Buy a storage unit for all the stuff that you're not going to use.
I've tried to convince her of that, but it's
like if you're literally buying stuff to use in like 5 to 10 years when you're like actually doing that.
Yeah.
Then like just get a storage unit,
I've tried making that argument, but it's a losing
then you're
battle.
just cluttering up your living space with like future trinkets.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yep. Oh, jeez.
But hey.
Yeah. Right now, it's all about the cats anyway. The cats have really taken over all the space. Everything in here is cat related as they
Oh shit!
fight
Did you
toys.
get that fixed?
Yeah. That's crazy. Prayers to Christian, everybody.
Yeah, he lost a family member.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dang. All right. What else has been going on, buddy? Anything new and exciting? The Super Bowl is today. Are you planning to watch?
No,
No.
definitely not.
Oh, waffle.
Yeah, no, I don't. I just don't. I've just never been interested in sports, and I have so many things that I'm like always interested in that aren't that I'm not gonna like just do it out of boredom or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still playing WoW, still playing WoW Classic, still playing D&D, and still watching D&D streams that are really cool, the VODs or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I did my like second week or so at my new job. That's going pretty well.
Cool.
We're gonna get a snake.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
my
news.
wife's been wanting to get a snake for a while.
What kind of snake?
And,
Like a really big one? A tiny one?
No, just like a sort of regular smallish one. Like 3-4 feet max when it's grown up all the way.
A python of some kind, I assume?
Yeah, it's like a ball python or something.
Okay.
I think. And yeah.
Cool.
And then I started playing a little bit of Final Fantasy again just to catch up on the story.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why I play it. Like the end game is really fun as MMO end games go, but I'm still playing like WoW twice. So.
Are you still playing WoW and WoW Classic? Jeez.
Well, WoW Classic, I have one character that's already ready to go with everything. We've cleared like 3 bosses in Naxxramas so far.
Oh.
So that's just sort of the only upkeep I have to do on it is like gathering herbs for consumables so I don't go broke. And then and the only reason I really have to do that is because we're doing progression. So like every time you die, you lose your consumable buff. But it hasn't been too bad.
No.
I just kind of farm up some herbs on the weekend while I'm, especially like right now, because I'm just like chatting. I can just go around picking herbs.
Yeah.
And in regular WoW, I actually skipped the last 2 raid nights because I was just really tired from work or whatever. But yeah, we've been doing that too as well, and there's like no upkeep basically that I have to really do in order to go because I'm already like geared up on that character too for the most part.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is like you can spend a lot of time in these games, but like it's also pretty easy to just not and still be good enough to get by and like do the content you want to do.
You can get to, especially like Final Fantasy 14, you get to a story patch in an afternoon, man.
Yeah, I mean Final Fantasy 14 is the easiest game to keep up on because you literally don't really need anything that is
everything is so
like,
cheap. Yeah.
Like any consumables and stuff are pretty cheap usually.
Yeah.
And they also persist through death, and there's only like 1 or 2 that you can even get. And that's only if you're doing Savage content, because if you're not, then you basically don't need it.
You just put it on for the XP buff anyway.
Yeah, I'm talking about like endgame content. Like, if the only endgame content you would need a food buff for would be for clearing a Savage that you're not geared for.
Yeah. There was advantages to coming to it so late.
I don't have enough days a week to raid 3 MMOs, unfortunately.
I can't. Yeah, that would be crazy.
I could do it if I didn't have D&D on Saturdays. Because I'm pretty sure they my sort of hyper casual guild or FC or whatever from Final Fantasy only does have it on Saturdays and only does it sometimes on Saturdays.
Have you been posting? Let's see if I can find you in here.
Posting?
In the Discord for the guild.
What do you mean?
Have you been posting in the Discord for the guild?
No.
I see you.
I've been like radio silent from everything Final Fantasy except for yesterday. I logged in to do a couple quests because I just haven't been playing, so I haven't really been paying attention to the Discord. I think I will get back into it though, into Final Fantasy. Just not into, like actually doing scheduled content or anything.
Yeah, just on your own.
Just on free time doing story or.
I got you.
Maybe grind out a weapon or two if I want to. But most of my grinding time has to go to the classic.
Has to, yes. You're obligated to play this video game.
No, I mean like the only game that I play that like I need something for grinding is WoW.
Yeah.
And I don't have the patience to grind in every game. So
I hear you.
Like, I just do like do my herb farm and then just play whatever I want to.
Yeah. Ara made fun of me when I was trying to grind out levels for my crafters and specifically my gatherers. She's like, "Are you just walking up to that plant and clicking that button?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gathering corn." She's like, "How long have you been doing this?" I'm like, "I don't know, 45 minutes." She's like, "What are you going to do with the corn?" I'm like, "I'm going to make it into cornmeal." And then she's like, "Are you going to make biscuits?" I'm like, "No, just cornmeal, just for the experience."
So funny.
Oh, what a game. What a world. I've been thinking about starting Final Fantasy 15 again, just for funsies.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. So that by the time you finish it, Final Fantasy 16 might come out.
Yeah. The Royal Edition is free on my PS5, which is all the DLC packs.
Yeah, I mean, that's a reason to do it, I guess.
There's some pretty cool ones in there. It's been a long time, too. I vaguely remember any of it.
It was actually good after they got everything out for it.
Yeah. So. I thought it was fine. I thought it got weird in that.
For sure. But like the people who were complaining about it apparently thought it was good now.
Well, they never fixed the end. That 2 chapters at the end that are just weird and bad and so off from the rest of the game, Who did this and why? Yeah, I liked it. I still think 14 is my favorite. The 7 remake is moving up the ranks, though. That was a good one.
Yeah, same. Honestly, same.
Oh, 10 will actually always be at the top. 10 is the best one. FF10.
I never played all the way through it because I was playing it at like a friend's house or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I really enjoyed it, but I think because I personally played through 7 fully back in the day, that's why I like that one the best, I think.
When I first got my PS2, we were too cheap to buy an actual official memory card, so we got a knockoff, and it corrupted like after 2 weeks. So I lost 6 hours of progress, and I just immediately started the game over.
Oh no!
It's like, fuck that! I'm still playing this game. I'm gonna go get a real memory card.
I never finished Chain of Memories because on the final boss I lost like half of my progress in the entire game from it crashing.
Oh jeez.
And so I just gave up entirely because I'm like, I'm not doing all that grinding shit bullshit again.
You mean Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the card game or whatever?
Yeah.
And the final boss was like ridiculously harder than anything up to that point, too.
Yeah, true.
I was like,
I was like
Revolution,
really
get
close
out of
to-
here.
I was really close to beating it too. I was like grinding on my last like 2 cards like over and over again while trying to dodge everything.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's your last card because I remember like once you have 1 card left, you don't lose it because that's how you attack things.
Mm.
But you lose other cards by like burning them or whatever.
Yeah.
They like get burnt. When you use them too much. And so I just like was grinding out the last few % on like the 1 card for like forever because it takes so little damage from like 1 card.
Yeah.
And then I got it like to its last health bar. It was almost dead. It was like pretty like just really close. And then the game crashed. And then when I charged it, restarted it up, it was like halfway through the game. I'm like, fuck that.
Oh, jeez, that sucks. That sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, I've fallen into this bad habit in modern games of not saving as much as I should because they're so generous with the autosave, you know?
I know, right?
And then I'm playing Trails of Cold Steel, which is like a JRPG through and through, where like if you forget to save for 6 hours, you're doing those 6 hours again. So like, you just remind yourself, save the fucking game.
That's the thing too, is like I actually had plenty of saves because like I know I obviously got to that point at the end of the game, right? I didn't play through half the game in one sitting.
Yeah.
So it literally just like when it crashed, it deleted some of the saves.
Well, that's even crazier. What a weird game that was. And like when I played back through all of them, they really like a lot of those mechanics carried forward, you know? Like the whole idea of the command deck is basically the cards from that game, you know? Mm-hmm. I can't remember if the command deck system was in 3 or not.
I really loved summoning people with the cards.
Yeah. All I remember from the 3 combat system is that it was a lot of rides. It was a lot of summoning Disneyland rides.
Yeah. It was kind of lame.
There was no challenge to
point
it.
where like I enjoyed doing the regular combat, but whenever something popped up and you had to do like the quick time events and stuff, I was like, why again? And then like by the end of it, it was basically just the quick time events with rides and shit, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
This is so boring.
Yeah.
Like, I want to actually play the game. I don't want to like do a fucking literally go to Disneyland in a video game.
I just love the fact that they played. Not only did they play Let It Go from Frozen, they played the entirety of it with the scene from the movie. Like they just showed you the scene from the movie.
Yeah.
And inserting Sora, Donald, and Goofy at random points. This is literally just the movie.
Probably just because it was so famous that they wanted to make a huge nod to it for all the little kiddos. And
they also disabled screen recording on the built-in PS5 screen recording for that scene, which was so funny.
I remember, yeah.
Are you kidding? This isn't story spoilers. That's usually why you do this. That's another thing that the Japanese developers like to turn off screen recording for like big story moments, just so you can't possibly spoil them. Western developers don't give a fuck, but the Japanese developers get really protective of that stuff. So whenever that message pops up, I'm like, oh shit, something major is about to happen. Screen recording has been disabled. Oh, what's going to happen? Something major. Oh, not really. I haven't been playing anything new or exciting. Still just playing through Trails of Cold Steel. Almost done. Excited for...
I've been playing Outward as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. Haven't been playing it much because I only want to play with my friends, but one of the friends that we play it with works like night shift, night shift. And so like there's almost never a time, especially with all the like evening stuff that I do, because he's usually like asleep if we're on early, and then goes to work if we're on late. Basically.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Mario 3D World remake. That comes out on Friday. Probably pick that one up. I never played it on Wii U, so it looks pretty cool from a Switch. But yeah, nothing exciting over here. Nothing exciting over here. Cats are cute. That's really the story of.
Yeah, I'm mostly just tired from like new job and moving and stuff.
Yeah. You adapt to that though, you know, eventually. You get less and less exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back to when I first got my job at Jiffy Lube, which I know it's not the same, but I was on my feet and running around a lot. I would come home and I would just be so exhausted I would immediately fall asleep for like 12 hours. And then
yeah, for me it's more mentally exhausting because I have to like remember all of these things for all these different patients and stuff. Not like remembering like for each patient or whatever, but like the patient type and like appointment types and stuff, and remembering like what to actually do for each of them.
Yeah, I have days like that on my current job too. I mean, not so much on regular curriculum days because like we've taught this curriculum so many times, we know it like the back of our hand, you know, and like I can almost debug a problem before it comes to me because I know what the 3 problems you're going to have are, you know. But for project weeks, we just finished project week. That's different because it's not like, you know, it's not a problem I've seen 20,000 times. It's new and unique to that person's project. So I actually have to engage my critical thinking. And if it's a tough one, it can be pretty exhausting. That's when you just go home and you don't even try any of the like cerebral thinking man games. You just like Rocket League or grind out my crafting levels, you know. Turn your brain off. All right. Well, we have half an hour. I think we can wrap up here. This has been episode 114 of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. And we'll see you knuckleheads next week.
Bye-bye.